Hello, this is Matt on the Moon Lambo channel. Something has just happened on the XRP ledger that came at the absolute perfect time. The XRP Reserve has dropped. That's right, the amount of XRP that must be held to set up a brand new account on the XRP ledger has dropped dramatically. And the reason this is important is it's happening in the midst of a bull run. So it's just more friction removed from the entire environment. And just wait till I show you, because and actually in my last video I was talking about how we've had this crazy influx, to be expected. It's just kind of course to what degree, but this crazy influx of new accounts created, record-setting in fact. And I'll show you in case you missed the video. But what's happening here is this is all occurring before we've seen like the final euphoric blow off top. And so the amount of additional money that will flow in will be higher than it otherwise would to some unknowable degree. I don't know of a reasonable way to even quantify what that would be, but this is happening at such a perfect time. And had this not happened, if XRP does get up to some of those higher price ranges that some analysts are predicting, like say XRP does get up to double-digit XRP, oh my God. The friction that would add for anybody that wants to buy XRP, unless you're just keeping it on exchange in a shared account, it would be through the roof. It would be completely unreasonable. Nobody would want to set up their own damn account. Not literally, but I mean, it would be a major deterrent. It really would. So that news I'll share first in the video. And then there's also this I just want to briefly touch on. WisdomTree officially seeks SEC permission to launch XRP ETF in the US. Okay, so we did know this was coming as of I can't remember exactly, maybe a week or so ago. But this is new news. They officially filed with the SEC today. So I'll share with you the latest on that as well. But before going further, I do want to be clear, I do not have a financial background of any kind. I am not offering financial advice, and you definitely should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. I'm just an enthusiast who enjoys making YouTube videos about crypto-related topics, but just as a hobby and just for fun. All right, so not to rehash everything in my very last video, but I highlighted that we hit new all-time high of number of new accounts created on the XRP ledger on December 2nd, Monday, December 2nd here. 30,641 new accounts in a single day. That's insanity. So at the peak of when XRP hit its all-time high, the highest number you saw was somewhere around 21,000, maybe close to 22,000, somewhere there about anyway. And here we are, not even at the all-time high, and there's that much additional attention on XRP. You'll love to see it. The day before that, December 1st, 20,924 new accounts. Now, here's the thing. So you're talking about, earlier on Monday, XRP getting up to a high of like $2.85. So there's a 10 XRP reserve, which means if you want to create your own your own wallet, say self-custody really matters to you, as it does for me personally. That's a major barrier. If it's at $3, I mean, take that times 10. That's because, again, the reserve is actually 10. And then that XRP is just locked there forever unless or until that reserve is lowered. It's just literally stuck there unless you choose to delete the account, but you can't actually use it on chain. So even though you can get this back, a certain amount of it still will get eaten up. So the higher the price, the greater the consequence. So you can see the problem easily, right? So, whereas like when XRP, so XRP even at $1 with 10 XRP, that's a $10 reserve just to create an account. And so when XRP was more like 50 cents, okay, $5, it's starting to be like, okay, we should probably do something about this, because then by the time XRP starts running to $3, $4, $5, it starts to get a little crazy. So if XRP does make it to $10, you're talking, and this is a major barrier to entry for anybody that wants to hold XRP. If you're talking about a $10 XRP, if that actually happens, and then a $10 reserve, that's $100. And you can't even do anything with it at that level. So that's a problem. And so but it also does make it admittedly that much more impressive. We've been seeing the price of XRP move up, and look at the number of new accounts still. But we got word that this has actually changed. And hallelujah, praise the Jesus. I'm so happy this happened. 5:11 p.m. Central Time, which is my time zone on December 2nd. It actually was reduced from 10 XRP down to 1 XRP. A 90% decrease. You'll love to see it. That is absolutely fantastic. So it'll make it way more likely that people will want to buy XRP and hold it. So again, the degree to which that will impact the entire ecosystem, the supply and demand dynamics, there's no way to know exactly what that would be. But obviously, this is reducing friction, so it would be to the positive, obviously, for anybody that's an XRP holder, unquestionably. It's amazing. And so we saw 30,000 new accounts. Now, given that it happened later in the day, some of those new accounts would have been created at a time when the reserve had been reduced from 10 to 1. So maybe in theory that could have to some degree spurred this a little higher. I'm not going to predict that that's the case. I'm just kind of thinking out loud here. I don't think most people would have known by the time this happened. We were so far through the day in terms of when they were tracking it. I'm kind of skeptical of that. But moving forward, yeah, it's going to be that much more consequential. And so now if XRP goes to, if XRP does go to $10, well, then it's $10 instead of $100. So, and even then you can still kind of argue, it's like, maybe that's too high, and so, but say that the great thing is this can be changed at any given moment if validators vote on it, and without an amendment, actually, as it turns out. So it's pretty cool. So anyway, shout out and credit to Vet. He's an XRP Ledger DUNL validator for sharing this news. And I was very excited when I saw this. I was like, hell yeah. And this is not the first time that we've seen something like this. So, for example, I showed this, I don't know, within the last week and a half, probably in a video. There's this page from Exchange GateHub, and they were noting just some of the history, and I thought it's just so interesting. I thought I'd just highlight it for you. The initial reserve for XRP was way, way, way higher in the past. Now, mind you, back in the earliest of days, 2013, XRP, well, initially it was worth literally $0.00, so you had to just pick something as a starting point. But then once it had an open market price, it was, like half a penny, 0.2 of a penny. It was very cheap. XRP was very cheap back then, over a decade ago. And so the reserve to set up an account was 1,000 XRP. Can you imagine if that were today? Can you imagine 1,000 XRP? And then at a price of $1, so then $1,000, and then when it's close to $3,000 for a new account. So obviously, it's a dynamic environment, and of course, the validators were always going to vote to change this, and they have. In fact, the first major drop reduced the reserve amount from 1,000 XRP down to 200, an 80% drop. And then, not long after that, and this was done before I even jumped into the XRP community in 2017, it had already dropped from 200 reserve down to 20. And then last market cycle, it dropped yet again from 20 down to 10 as the price is going up. And now, smartly, I would argue, we've dropped from 10 down to 1 because XRP keeps trending up in price. And I understand we still have to hit that new all-time high. It's not our fault the SEC attacked us. But this is the direction that we're going, and frankly, it's just cool as hell to see this. You gotta love this. And we knew that we were close. There was this post from Vet on November 26th, and he noted we just need 7 more validators to vote for it to go live. And that's happened now. Days later, here we are. You'll love to see it. And again, the timing, like, how does everything keep lining up so perfectly for XRP holders? Well, I'll tell you this, after going through especially the last several years of complete and utter crap because of the SEC nonsense and effectively missing an entire bull run because of the SEC, it's just beautiful to be seeing everything line up so perfectly and to see this level of adoption, to see this level of excitement. It's just one more thing that's perfectly lining up right when we need it to, so that more people are willing to create new accounts. And I also mentioned in my last video, it's worth repeating here in case you missed it. I have a hunch, can't prove it, I have a hunch that most people are not taking self-custody. Maybe they don't feel like it's worth the hassle, or that they own enough to where it's worth, going through all of that. Not that it's wildly difficult to do that. It's not. Certainly it's not. But it's just one more thing in life. And I just have a feeling that most people aren't doing that. And they're just keeping their XRP in a shared account. So I suspect that on December 2nd, there were probably a lot more than 30,000 new people on the planet holding XRP. I think that they probably just have their XRP in a shared account. So if there's like 1,000 people that have their XRP in an account, for example, well, we don't know that there's a whole nother extra 1,000 people that bought XRP for the first time, perhaps. So I'm willing to speculate that the number is actually much higher than what we know. And the good news is that for those people, regardless of what the reserve is, it's not going to impact them. You can sell 100% of your XRP because since there's other people's XRP in the same account, you're not going to dip below that reserve amount. You don't have to worry about it. But if you're taking self-custody, that's when it matters. And that's why it's an unknowable quantity, but it's still something that does materially matter. Like, it's obviously going to impact everything. So it's good that this happened exactly when it did. Oh, you'd love to see it. And then there's also this. WisdomTree officially seeks SEC permission to launch XRP ETF in the US. So this is the 4th filing. Anybody surprised? I'm not. Especially after XRP got legal clarity. This is the 4th company filing for an XRP ETF in the United States. WisdomTree becomes the latest asset manager to submit an S1 application to the US SEC for an XRP ETF. The company submitted the application today, indicating that the fund, dubbed WisdomTree XRP Fund, would grant investors exposure to XRP. The development comes days after the company submitted a preliminary filing in the state of Delaware, seeking to launch an exchange-traded product tied to XRP. the company has taken another major step as it officially seeks the SEC's blessing for the XRP ETF, right? So we'll see what the SEC does with this, but frankly, like Gensler's out. The SEC as a whole, I'm expecting it to do a 180. I want to see who ends up getting put in charge of the SEC once Gensler's gone, but very optimistic for that, let's just say. So this will materially impact the supply and demand dynamics for XRP in the coming years and decades in particular. So I don't think that it's going to make a notable change this market cycle unless there's some sort of psychological impact to some small degree, okay? But by the time this gets approved, if it's going to be, I suspect this market cycle is going to be over anyway. But big picture, there's going to be way more people buying over a span of years and decades that otherwise would not have, because it's one more open avenue. And so if you purchase the ETF, you're not holding the XRP, but the firm that's offering it, WisdomTree, they do have to buy the XRP. It has to actually be backed. So it does it's not like futures. It materially changes the supply and demand dynamics for XRP. That's why this is important. Just, again, one more thing happening right now. You love to see it. I'm not a financial advisor. You should not buy or sell anything because of anything I say or write. That would be a very, very, very bad idea. Until next time, to the moon, Lambo.